Hi, I'm Gianluca Venturini, and this is a visualization about data took from the Fortune 500 website. Right now, you see on the map the first 100 companies that are ranked in the Fortune 500 list. And on the right, you can see filters. The filters can be enabled or disabled independently. When a filter is enabled, it's green. When it is disabled, it's gray. First of all, we start selecting the companies that we want on the map. Right now, we selected the 100 most ranked companies, and we can also change the order of the list. For example, we can order by the number of employees. Of course, the one showed are the one with the higher number of employees, and also the number of Dropbox users. This is the absolute number, not the percentage number inside the enterprise. We can also change the number of companies that are on the map. For example, right now I'm selecting only the 10th most ranked companies, and we can also start the starting point for picking the company. For example, right now I'm picking the companies from the 10 until the 19. So changing these numbers will change the actual enterprise on the map. Why this? Because, for example, let's say we already have contact with the most ranked enterprises, let's say the first 5. And so we want to go further. We want to go from 6 until 25, for example. Right now, the visualization only shows the enterprises as a circle, but they had no name. So we can show the name, clicking here, and activating the filter names. And this is very useful when, for example, we have a huge zoom on an area, but is not useful when we are analyzing a lot of companies. For example, here, Manhattan, we have a lot of companies in not a lot of space. So it's not very useful to have all the names. It is more useful, for example, to weight the company. And for weighting the companies, we can, for example, change the diameter of a company according to different criteria. For example, the number of employees of a company. Right now, we are seeing on the map the number of employees of different companies. We have a huge giant in Arkansas, of course, Walmart. As we can point out, Walmart has 2.2 million of employees and 400,000 number of Dropbox users. And we have an adoption rate of 19% indicated in this pie chart. If we want more information about Walmart, we can click on it and we can display all the information here in this table. If we need more information, we can click directly here, and this link will point at the Fortune 500 page with more information. We have the ranking, the Dropbox adoption, the value of the number of Dropbox users, the employees, the industry, and the city. We can, for example, also change here the offset and see where the cluster, because once Walmart is out of the map, we can see that all the other enterprises more or less have the same number of employees. So we can see where are the clusters. Again, New York, here in Chicago, here in San Francisco. We don't have in Los Angeles, for example. We are something here in Florida. And we can also see the number of Dropbox users in a single enterprise. Another very, very useful function, I think, is a so-called heat map. This means that we'll display using the color of the map and will indicate a certain type of characteristics. For example, let's start from here. Now we have the number of companies that will determine the color of the state. For example, here in New York, we have a lot of companies, 26 different companies. Here in Texas, we have 24. Here in California, we have 18. Here in Illinois, we have 18 again. And also changing the filter here, for example, the number of Dropbox users. We can again see the companies here using the diameter, and we can also see the color here. We have, for example, around 500,000 different Dropbox users here. And we are almost in the end. I want to enforce that every filter is independent and can be enabled or disabled. Certain filters work really well in combination with the others. For example, the heat map and the company circle size, because changing the company circle size accordingly will change also the heat map. And of course, we can see the legend changing accordingly. And for example, we can combine different filters. Right now, we can disable the heat map, show the first 20 companies, and we can combine the ranking. Right now, we have here the rank and the name of the company. So this will enable us to see all the data that we need. But of course, we have the problem that if two companies are in the same city, the data are a little bit overlapped. So it's a matter of trade-off. Certain filters are very useful when you have a huge zoom in. Certain other are very useful when you have a huge zoom out. Last thing to point out is that we have a lot of statistical data that are displayed directly on the mouse, and they changing the over region. So this is again very useful when we have a lot of different companies for having a summary, because we cannot really tell the summary directly looking at clusters. Here we see that 1.1 million employees are in the Texas area. Thank you very much for the attention.